Hey everyone, welcome to Tent Talk, the Farmers Market podcast. This podcast is all about farmers markets. Whether you're a farmers market manager or a small farmer or food maker selling at farmers markets, you have found just the right podcast.
I'm Kat Fields-White.
And I'm Bridget Myers. We're longtime farmers market managers, educators, and consultants. Today, we're going to chat about the beginning of the end. End of year planning, that is.
I feel like this is a clickbait title waiting to happen.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, it's that time again.
It's that time again. We've had this podcast before, I feel like. We've covered this topic, but we have new listeners. It's the new end of a year.
This is a reminder. All right, folks?
Today's episode of Tent Talk, the Farmers Market podcast, is supported by Manage My Market, offering proven solutions to eliminate paperwork, streamline your management tasks, and grow and sustain your farmers market. Approve vendors, assign stalls, enter sales reports and payments, track permits, and send emails, all from one user-friendly platform. To find more information on Manage My Market, click their logo on the resource page at farmersmarketpros.com.
Well, welcome back to Tent Talk. It's time to start talking about holiday activities, end of year planning, and taking your market season home with a bang.
We've done this before.
Yes.
So
we're going to do an overview of some holiday planning pro tips and kind of reminders for what to keep in mind for holiday season, talk about how to take care of yourself.
Rolling into the end of the year.
Yeah, just rolling into the end of the year and how to wrap up your year and get ready for the new year a little bit. Probably do another episode when we get closer to the end of the year about kind of new year jumpstart things that are helpful. So holiday planning that we have coming up, Halloween, if that's something that you are interested in celebrating at your market.
I mean, if you don't own a fruit or vegetable costume, are you even a market manager?
Oh, I don't think so. Order that pea pod costume right now.
Start blowing up those balloons to be a bunch of grapes.
You can do a do-it-yourself costume. You can wear your overalls and be a farmer. Is that a cliche? Do farmers appreciate that?
I can't tell.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But you can.
You're right.
Yeah,
easy, though.
Yeah. Put some little bee wings on, be a little honeybee. Lots of options.
Favorite.
Always a favorite. Theme it out. You can do holiday recipe links in your newsletters, like Halloween treats, how to do healthy, spooky treats with your green veggies, and put some googly eyes on something. Make it a Halloween
on a what?
treat.
Zucchini?
I don't know. Yes.
What kid is going to want that in their bag? Come on now. Let's get real.
I'm like, what's the spookiest vegetable?
I know. How about bobbing for apples? Do people still do that?
I don't know.
Not
Not since COVID, I don't think.
Oh,
maybe
not.
Make some adjustments.
You're right.
But then also your other vendors at the market are probably your bakers are baking some great treats. People are getting stuff for parties. There's a lot of ways you can take that to kind of market it and get people to come out to shop to your market. You can have Halloween activities at your market, little like trick or treat where they come around and get a little tangerine or a little apple at your vendors' booths.
Try to make it healthy. We just had a talk with somebody who applied that sent us a picture of their booth, and they were selling something very healthy, I feel like, but they had Tootsie Rolls in a bowl on their table, and it wasn't even Halloween.
Oh, my kiddo
Don't go there.
My kiddo would beeline for the Tootsie Rolls. He loves them. But yeah, we don't need to use candy. We're at a food-centric event after all, so get creative with that. And then also just easy peasy stuff, handouts and stickers and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, just make it fun. It's a nice way for parents that are looking for something fun to do with their kiddos to come out to the market if you have anything going on.
We always had a fun costume contest at our markets every year.
Mm-hmm.
We give prizes to the vendors that dress up and are most creative about dressing up and decorating their booths. And then we give prizes usually to people that show up at the market in costumes. Those are often small children.
Yeah.
And lots of fun. Get a lot of good pictures. That's a social media bonanza.
Oh, yeah. If you're looking for content, here you go.
That's right.
So it's fun. And make sure to take pictures of your event this year so you can use them for next year.
That's right.
Always a reminder. Put them in a file folder so you know where to find them for next year. And then just other holidays that are coming up. Thanksgiving, healthy green bean casserole ideas. Order your turkey early from your ranchers, things like that. I mean, there's just a lot of food fodder for Thanksgiving because it's such a food-centric holiday. I
mean, links to blogs in email newsletters are just so easy this time of year. We will remind you of some pro tips about that. I mean, recipe development is a whole science and an art, and you don't want to have to develop all your stuff from scratch. So go one of two ways. Either give an easy preparation method. So did you know that you can slice a peach in half and throw it on the grill? That's probably not going to be happening at Thanksgiving, but just something easy like that. or find a link to a blog, but we always concentrate on finding blogs. Read those blogs before you link to them. Make sure that they don't have a whole list of ingredients that identifies as things that you should buy at Trader Joe's or heavily processed foods to start with. Make sure that they feature fresh recipes and that they maybe even mention shopping at farmers markets. And then hit that blog link and drop it in there. People love it.
Yeah, your readers will love it. Your customers, shoppers will love being able to have access to a recipe that correlates with ingredients they can find at your market. And then whoever that food writer is going to like that too. Just get in front of some extra eyes. So it's a good kind of give and take. And it's great content for you that you don't have to develop.
That's right.
So make it easy for yourself. It's a stressful time of year.
We've had people show up at our market having printed out the email newsletter,
Yeah.
clutching it, going through the market, picking up the ingredients that we list. So
Yeah, sometimes you just need to tell people what to do.
that's right.
They just want instructions.
Especially during the holidays. People are
Yes.
stressed. They need direction.
They're stressed
For
out.
sure.
Yeah.
Do take time to understand holidays that might fall outside of your own cultural experience,
Yeah.
too. So you can discover foods and recipes that are relevant to Diwali, which is the light festival, Indian light festival. Dia de los Muertos has tons of wonderful recipes you can concentrate on. And it's a fun way to sort of educate your followers, people that come to your market, about different holidays that are happening and different cultures that are there in their community that they might not be aware of.
For sure. Yeah. And talk to your vendors. Are they a part of that culture? And can they share something about how to make food that is, pertains to that holiday? Or do they sell something that's
Right.
just, here you go, they made it for you?
Yeah,
So,
take out.
yeah, and have them speak to it. So it's not coming from you, but more from someone who is very familiar with that culture. It's a great way to kind of share that farmers markets are this place where everybody can come together.
That's right. Remind them that their markets are for everybody.
Yeah.
It's be a welcoming space.
Yes, on that note, and just be culturally sensitive. Thanksgiving, I think, used to be pretty neutral, but now it could be kind of a source of pain for indigenous communities. So maybe saying like fall holidays or just these are some great fall recipes. That is a great way to kind of orient your messaging around those kind of recipes. It's always been a food-centered holiday, but kind of not talking about classic Hallmark Pilgrim references that might distort history.
That's right. Got to be careful.
We're going to have a
nowadays.
soapbox episode coming up.
That's right. We do. Haven't had one of those in a while. Might be time.
Let's do it.
Might be time.
But when we're talking about food, there's a lot of like really culturally sensitive and neutral ways that you can talk about that and sharing food and, use the reference make a longer table. So
That's right.
that's a great way to talk about that.
And I feel like there's a lot of holidays that you have to just sort of deconstruct. I mean, we tend to be closed on Christmas, but not necessarily on a whole bunch of other holidays. But it's because there's a lot of people in the U.S. that celebrate Christmas not as a religious holiday, but as it's become such a secular thing. It's part of American culture now that you're not necessarily referencing a particular culture or religion. It's just something that's become this giant holiday. So you kind of have to take things apart sometimes from what may have been the original reason that they were promoted and get into a reason that's a little more benign and welcoming and again, relates to food. Thanksgiving, no matter how you look at it, has been designed in the U.S. as a food-related holiday.
Yep. That's how it is. We love our food here, America.
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 And you can expand it, too. So along with Christmas recipes at your market, we always used to have at one of our markets here, it was a Thursday market, I think. We used to have a terrific latke cook-off. Latke. I'm pronouncing that wrong, I think. But potato pancakes that don't have to be made with potatoes. So we would have chefs that came out and food writers that were part of the Jewish tradition that would come out and show us how to make those out of shredded beets or shredded carrots and had just amazing recipes. And at the same time, one of the chefs in particular would oftentimes, kind of tell a little story and educate people to what the meaning was behind that holiday. So think about Hanukkah along with Christmas. Think about Kwanzaa. Be sure to be inclusive and look at all the holidays that should be mentioned around this time of year.
Yeah, it's a great time to do that. And food kind of brings everyone together and sharing of times and stories. So it's a nice time to do those chef demos as well.
Yep.
Other events coming up like harvest festivals, if that's something that happens in your area, whether it's an event that you put on or something adjacent, kind of tying that into your market, doing holiday or Christmas markets yourself. We always do a really big we call it Christmas Village here in Little Italy in San Diego. They do the tree lighting. The neighborhood does an event where they have, carolers and music and dignitaries come turn on the lights of the Christmas tree in the neighborhood. And then we run a gigantic holiday shopping market.
More gift oriented, not so
Yes.
much. Some of our farmers come out because we have some farmers that do Christmas trees, and we have farmers that do wreaths, and that we're kind of the poinsettia capital here. So we have farmers that grow those and bring them out. Our honey vendors will come out, and almonds that grow here in California, and they'll put them in gift tins and things. So some of it's farmers, but it's not really, I wouldn't characterize it as a farmer's market. It's more of a gift market. But it's our farmer's market adjacent, which means we start at 5 a.m. as usual, set the market up, break down for 2 hours, pop back up 2 hours later, and then go until late in the evening. It's exhausting.
It's the longest day of our lives every year.
It's the most longest day of the year.
It's too much, but it's a blast. It's a blast. And our vendors are like, all right, let's do it. We just kind of all have that look in our eye that morning, and we're like, let's go. We're just drinking the coffee.
It is a crazy busy event. The vendors make
busy.
good money that day. I mean, it's good. They're just worn out, obviously, by the end of the night, but it's a very prosperous event for everybody, and it's fun. I mean, there's a lot of music. There's little kids dancing and singing. It's a good time.
It's a good time. It's good vibes. It's a nice holiday. It's always the first Saturday in December, so it kind of kicks off holiday month, before folks are going on break and things like that. So it's a nice event to do, and it's always really busy. It's just a long day. From the operator side, both as market managers and vendors and farmers,
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
If you're in a big city like we are, there's probably a lot of holiday events going on, and for some reason, they all tend to fall on roughly the same weekend. So remember that if you're going to do that kind of event, vendors start committing early because they have to figure out where they're going to be before each event fills up. So right now, actually a month ago, was when you wanted to get that application out for your Christmas holiday markets and things and get people signed up. So if you haven't done it yet, jump on it. If you've already started, keep going.
Yeah.
But people are going to be confirming now for an event that happens a couple of months from now. Just jump on it and make sure you're on top of it.
Yeah, and every year I feel like there's just more recognition that folks should be buying gifts locally, and we shouldn't just buy all of our holiday gifts off Amazon, and that you should really be supporting local makers. So using that in your marketing, say, hey, everyone that's at this market, they are making these items themselves. This is handmade. These are unique. These are going to be really special for the person that you're gifting. So take the time to come shop here. We gathered all these folks together for you on this day so you can do your shopping for the holiday season and come get a really, local gift.
Yeah, that's really important.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe the most important thing to remember is to be careful of your own bandwidth.
I knew that you'd be popping in with this.
Yeah.
Bridget's a good boundary setter.
Oh, yeah, I'm the best. I'm like, nope, going to bed. Turn off my phone. And also saying, no, yeah, I'm a boundary setter only because you try to start a special event every 3 days. So I have to say, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We don't have time for that. I'm not, because it's I got to make no parking signs, whatever. So anyways, but yes, we're in a good practice of that. And
That's right.
Hopefully you are too with your team. If you have a team, if you are a team of one, then have it with yourself. Okay. Don't start a bunch of events that you really don't have the bandwidth to take on. You need to think about, is the cost worth it? And the cost being your time and energy. So take it on if you can. I would love to see new events popping up. I think it's a wonderful thing to have all these kind of curated events that are popping up, local shopping, but make sure it's something that you can really manage and that's going to be good for you as well as your vendors and shoppers. And just protect your energy and your staffs and your vendors.
And your vendors.
Yeah.
A lot of our vendors will just loyally show up for whatever new event or new adventure that we start. And probably have to protect them as well.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to drag them into more things than they really have the time and energy for. So in order for everyone to be successful and have we should also be having a fun holiday season.
Right.
Just like our shoppers are having a blast. We should also be having a good holiday season. And out there, this is the time of year where a lot of vendors are going to make a lot of extra money selling goods for shopping. It's something where market managers can make some extra money for the holiday season, having an additional event. But just make sure that you're doing that in the kind of boundary of the space and time that you have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, too.
Yeah.
Self-care is also a gift.
You know what? Get yourself a little gift at your own local craft market.
That's right.
I always buy myself a little something, so help myself out.
Sure, just one.
Just one thing.
Sure.
Just 100 pairs of wild cloud earrings.
Candles. Ceiling candles. There are other late in the year tasks coming up. We'll go into more detail probably on a future episode, but just a few to mention so you can be watching it. Seasonal, end of season, end of year budgets, evaluating this year, because coming up you're going to have to be projecting for next year. So this is a good time to be taking a look at that. Your board may require an annual report from you, letting them know, have sales gone up? Have sales gone down? How have your expenses looked compared to last year? What do you think they're going to look like next year? So that may be something that's required. If you have grants, those kind of wrap-up reports are critical. If you don't get those in, you don't get your funds a lot of times. So it's important to be thinking ahead to that. That's coming up. And it's so much easier if you start accumulating that information now rather than on the 27th when your deadline is the 31st.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard to think about end of year stuff when you're also doing all of this extra holiday stuff. But it's, do yourself a favor and do a little bit now, kind of let it trickle in. So you can be ready for the new year. And if you have a seasonal market that maybe is closing around this time of year, if you have a special holiday event that's just one event during the holiday, think about how you can do something new and different, make it exciting, but give yourself that time and space as well. And maybe take this extra time during the holiday season. I know we're not going to say that folks that have seasonal markets have all this extra free time in the off season, because we know they certainly do not. Even though our markets are not seasonal, I can just, we know. We're with you. But maybe take a little time if you have just non-market days where you can put kind of annual reports together and get ready for the new year so you can have a great opening season in the spring 2024.
That's right. Coming up. Your farmers and vendors probably don't require you to give them an annual report. But they would also appreciate knowing how things went this year.
Yeah.
So, collecting some information from them so that you can share with all the farmers and vendors how everybody did kind of as a group. Sharing with them if you've had a big spike in expenses so that they understand what the stall fees are going for. Sharing with them if you've had a big influx of shoppers. Again, sharing what their stall fees go for. Tell them specifically what you've been doing to increase the marketing reach. So doing an annual report that's internal to your own farmers market team and participants can be really valuable.
For sure. Yep. And sharing all that information. Share all the great things. I mean, if you did a bunch of great things and it was a lot of hard work, share it.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell everybody.
Absolutely. And then just generally other year-end tasks and planning. And we will be doing I'm sure we'll do a little wrap-up episode around the first part of December. Well, not the 1st of December, but right after Christmas Village. We'll probably have a little episode about those last things to tackle in December as you head into the new year. Yep. But yeah, for now, beginning of the end. Beginning of the end.
Beginning of the end of your planning.
That's
okay?
right.
It's not doom and gloom. It's an exciting time. Take care of yourself. Take care of your staff and your vendors. Make those magical experiences for your customers and enjoy the season.
See you next week. Thank you for listening today, and thanks to Manage My Market for supporting market managers and farmers and vendors with easy-to-use applications, invoicing, permit tracking, and map making, and for supporting Tent Talk, the Farmers Market podcast. Start planning for changes to next year's management system now by clicking the Manage My Markets logo on the resource page at farmersmarketpros.com for more information. While you're there, register today and explore market management systems and other resources to make your market business more profitable and less stressful at Intense, the multinational farmers market conference, coming to San Diego March 4th through 6th, 2024. See you there.
Thanks for listening to Tent Talk today. Please leave us a review on your podcast app or wherever you listen to Tent Talk. Let us and others know how you're enjoying the podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of Tent Talk. Connect with fellow farmers market folks in our private Facebook group, the Farmers Market Pros community. Follow us on Instagram at Farmers Market Pros and find online education and other resources on our website at farmersmarketpros.com. Tent Talk is brought to you by Farmers Market Pros, where passion meets profit. Tent Talk is produced by Leandra Hayes with original music by David Mead. Tune in next week for another great episode.